boys and girls, it's Mrs. Steffgen here. I'm at home and this is my library. I love this room. This is my favorite room in the house and this is a great place to read. Today, I'm going to read you a story. The book I'm going to read to you today is called The Boy Who Spoke to the Earth. It's written by Chris Burkard and it's illustrated, or the pictures are drawn, by David McClellan. This is such a beautiful book, and you're going to know by seeing the gorgeous pictures in it. The pictures are mainly of landscapes, and a landscape is the view that you see that's in front of you. So it's either the water, or it's the land, it's the sky and the land, it's the view that you see. There once was a boy who spoke to the earth. And the earth spoke back. Earth, are you listening? My boy, I am always listening. Where can I find happiness? The journey to happiness is difficult, but I can show you the way, said the earth. Are you willing to make the journey? Oh, I am, said the boy, and he meant it. Then go to the ocean where waves tower overhead, said the earth. So the boy began to walk. I see the water and the shells, said the boy, but I don't see happiness. Then go to the cliffs where water is always flowing, said the earth. So the boy waited and he wandered until he left the waves behind. I see the spray and the moss, said the boy, but I don't see happiness. Then go to the forest where trees gather together, said the earth. So the boy stepped and he strode until he left the moss behind. I see the roots and the leaves, said the boy, but I don't see happiness. Then go to the desert where red stone guards the way, said the earth. So the boy hiked and he hauled until he left the trees behind. I see the sand and the stone, said the boy, but I don't see happiness. Then go to the mountains where peaks touch the clouds, said the earth. So the boy trekked and he trudged until he left the sand behind. I see the rocks and the brush, said the boy, but I don't see happiness. Then go to the top of the world where lights dance in the sky, said the earth. So the boy climbed and he crawled until he left the peaks behind. I see the ice and I see the snow, said the boy, but I don't see happiness. This time the earth did not answer. So the boy walked and he walked and he walked until he left it all behind. I've traveled so far and seen so much, but I still haven't found happiness. Earth, are you listening? Cried the boy. My boy, did you look without seeing? Asked the earth. Go back along the trail, but this time stand still for just a moment. So he went back and he looked again. And for the first time, the boy truly saw. Happiness was all around him. That was a great book with beautiful illustrations. And today, I'd like to ask you to make a landscape of your own. You can make a landscape that's out of your imagination, or you can make a landscape like I did, where I went into my backyard and I sat on my couch and I looked to see what was in front of me. And I saw a table and I saw part of the wall, and then I saw the back part of the wall. Because my house is pink, I colored it pink in there. And then the rosemary bushes were coming up, and they have white flowers all over them blooming now. And the cat's claw haven't started blooming the yellow flowers yet, but they were very green. And then the two chairs that were in front of me are my Bali chairs that are made out of teak root, and they're very unusual. And then I put the pot that was there with our little plant in it that hasn't started blooming yet either. So I looked to see what I saw, and I drew my landscape. But so you can go out into your backyard and sit with a pencil and paper and draw what you see, and then color it when you come inside with colored pencil or crayon. I colored mine with colored pencil, but you can do yours with crayon too. Or you can make an imaginary landscape. And if you do an imaginary landscape, my suggestion to you is take your paper and your pencil and first draw a ground line. And once you've drawn that ground line, it differentiates between the sky, or it makes the difference between the sky and the ground. And then you can put in what you think you want to put in your sky, and you can put in the things that you want to see in your ground. If you want to do it kind of like our 1-point perspective project last week, you could make this a road going back in space to 1 point. So I could make a point here and make my road start at that point and come out like this. And then it looks like the road is going back in perspective. If I put lines on this road, I'm going to start them big at the bottom and kind of far apart from each other. And as they go up the road, they're going to get smaller and closer together, till finally they look like they're disappearing with the road. And that's how you'd make your road. And the things you put in the front are going to be bigger than the things you put in the back, and so the front is at the bottom, and as you go up, it gets smaller and smaller because these things get further away, just like the road got further away. So if I want to put a cactus here, I might make my cactus this big, but if I want to put one here, I'm going to make it smaller. And if I want to put one back here on the ground line, it's going to be really small. So it looks like my cactuses are going further away. Okay, so today, if you want to try it, and you can try it throughout the week, making different landscapes that you want to make, but you can also use your imagination with landscapes, or you can use what really is there in your backyard. So try it, boys and girls. See you next time.